Hey, welcome back to chemistry. This is just sort of my announcement video for this week, which will hopefully explain what's going on for the rest of the quarter. I'm going to post another video after this that actually goes into some of the content that'll be pushed out specifically this week. But for now, this is more just orientation. So you see what I got here is the home page for my MCPS classroom, so chemistry. And the first thing you'll see is that there's a welcome back message. This just lists some of my expectations and some of the resources that you'll have available to you. You don't have to read through this whole thing necessarily, but it just gives you a good thing to show to your parents if they're interested, just sort of what's going on. If you missed the Zoom meeting on last Friday, don't worry about it. I'll cover everything that I talked about there. One of the main things you can do is fill out the survey. The survey was supposed to be due on Friday, but it should still be available for you. Just some information about what class you're in, making who you are, and making sure that you're here and that you understand some of the expectations. You'll get 10 homework points for doing that. So going back to the course, after you've gotten past that info message, it just says, to finish quarter 3, we'll be covering 4 topics related to polarity and intermolecular forces, and they're below. And it links to 4 different pages, which is basically little places where I've posted some videos or practice for you to look at. So there's 4 of them. So topics 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, and 8.4. For this week, I just want you to focus on 8.1 and 8.2 and see if you can finish those out by Friday. For each topic, if I click this thingy here we are, it takes me to just like a page with just some text. For each one, there's 2 options. So there's an option to watch a video lesson. So you'll click this and it'll link to a video lesson where someone explains the topic. These aren't me, but in the future, it probably will be. And then for option 2, there is a bit of a reading assignment that you could do instead if you don't want to watch the video, or maybe even after you watch the video that you would like to get some enrichment. So if you click on this, it loads up after a few minutes, and it just goes through a written explanation of the exact same thing. And then along the way, if you click this button in the bottom right, there's some practice that you can do. And so this practice will maybe help you complete, it will not help you complete, but will help you prepare for the exit card that'll be coming up. So after you click the practice thing, you can start practicing, and it'll load up some multiple choice questions, which you can read and answer. So this says the percentage of partial ionic character depends upon the difference of the something of 2 atoms that join each other through a covalent bond. So we know the difference that matters is their electronegativity difference, which we covered right at the end of the quarter. So electronegativity is the answer. I check it. That's the right answer. So you can go through some practice questions before you do the exit card, which is similar, and I'll get to that in a moment. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, just closed everything. My bad. Okay, so then going back to the home page. So clicking on topic 8.1 again, I can either do option 1 or option 2 or both. And then when I'm ready, I can click on the exit ticket 8.1. I think you can also access that, if I'm correct, through the quizzes tab on the left. But you'll click on this exit ticket, and it'll take you to a quiz. Let me show you what it looks like for you. So you'll go in as a student. You can go on the quizzes, and it should be listed quiz for exit topic 8.1. And you'll click on that, and it'll take you to the quiz. And if you click on this, it'll show you, it'll give you an electronegativity table and a bunch of multiple choice questions. You'll get 2 attempts on the quiz, which hopefully will give you a chance to maybe if you get it wrong to go back and go over the resources again to figure it out. And then when you're done, you can move on to the next one. Okay, so there's that. So I also went out over the survey, so that's important. That's just to make sure that I know that you've been able to get to this page and see all the messages that are being put out. And then, like I said, I'll put out specific helper videos for these first 2 topics, 8.2 and 8.1, which are the ones who are unlocked currently, either later today or tomorrow. And then next week, I'll put out information on topics 8.3 and 8.4, just to help guide you along, do a little bit of lecturing, maybe do some example problems. In addition, we have the calendar. So I always have this linked on the home page. If you go to the calendar, you'll see that on this past Friday we had the Zoom meeting that we were at. In the future, I may be using YouTube live streams, but I'll post information about that when the time comes. Today is technically a teacher work day, which is why this stuff is getting put out today. And then tomorrow is the first day you'll look at topic 8.1. So I also have this direct linked to the page here from the calendar. So you can always do everything you need to from the calendar if that's your preference. In general, I'm saying they're going to be due at the end of the week that they're assigned, so due April 8th. However, you could always, if you're having troubles, please email me and we can work out if you need more time to finish, although the end of the quarter is sort of a hard deadline, which is April 17th. So I believe that is all I need to cover in this video. So this is the home page where all the assignments are linked. Make sure you take a look at those quizzes that are posted in the quizzes category. These will be graded eventually, graded automatically, and then that's how we're going to close out the quarter. For quarter 4, we'll have to take a look to see what the county puts out and what else is going on, but I'll try to be as communicative as possible. So, and then last but not least, I still have access to Mr. Dorsch's video lectures. So if you missed some topics from earlier in the quarter and there's some assignments you're trying to make up, email me. I'll probably point you to a couple of these videos, and then we'll work on sorting out a makeup assignment. We can pause the video right here and you can end it, but also I'm going to go briefly over the reaction rate lab just because I got a lot of questions about it. So this is an optional assignment that's useful if you missed a particular, if you missed some stuff and we're not able to make it up. So if you go to the assignments tab, you'll see the reaction rate virtual lab. And there's a description here that talks about that this is optional, which it is, but I will be grading it and giving you points. So it links to the MCPS Distance Learning Center, which asks you to go through here and scroll down to chemistry and click that. That'll actually enroll you in an MCPS course, which may be useful if they post other materials later. And so it'll show up here, emergency readiness. And then what I want you to do is read the information here in the learning section for reaction rates. And there's a video you can watch, and then there's a couple other resources that are available to you. And again, if you have particular questions about this, please email me. And then there's a reaction rate lab. The problem with the reaction rate lab is that after you open the Google Doc and make a copy to look at it, this will be what you submit, and a few of you have already done this. It's not easy to open this simulation unless you have particular software installed. So instead, you'll have to watch this YouTube video where another teacher goes through the simulation. So if you do that, if you click this link, it'll open up a YouTube video where a 10-minute video where this guy is going through the simulation and how all the different reaction rates are affected by how many particles and the temperature of the reaction. And he's working off the same lab sheet that you have as well. So he should be able to explain everything. The most important tabs, of course, are these explanations at the end. So why is it that when I increase the temperature, I see the results that I see? Again, if you have questions, shoot me an email. I may give a more specific video about this if a lot of people are confused and interested. So with that all said, that's the video for this week. I'll be sending out particular information about topics 8.1 and 8.2, but otherwise, stay safe, stay home, and keep checking the MCPS classroom for any updates. So thanks.